So welcome everyone. It is March 23rd, 2020, and this is our afternoon meditation. And the reason we get together like this is so that we can sort of tip the scales on the peace direction rather than having it weighed down like a seesaw on the panic and worry and trying to acclimate to this new normal. We're doing it with the companion of peace and mindfulness and presence. My name is McLean, and I am really happy to be doing this and offering these meditations to help people who are socially distant from others as well as physically distant from others. And this is a beautiful way for us to connect. So I think we've talked about this before, but for those of you who are new, I'd really like to share something that's important to me, what's called the three treasures. And some of you know I was a Zen Buddhist in a Zen Buddhist monastery for a few years as a lay monk and also the cook. So I spent quite a bit of time thinking about food and menus and planning. And also, I felt so at home there. You know, there's something about being in a community, we all have to do the same, we have to get along. It's like we're tumblers or we're stones in a tumbler and we're softening our edges as we bump up against each other. So as we're alone together now, we are creating this community, and that is one of the three treasures, is the Sangha. How can we be together and support each other in our practice of waking up to what's really real? There are so many stories about what's going on. There's so many stories about the way our government's responding or other governments are responding, or the source of this disease, or the cure for this virus, or the way you need to behave, or the issues that arise as people are losing sort of their place in their world up until this point, you know, with jobs falling away and with finances being in upheaval and with the life as we know it completely changing. It can really trigger a lot of fear. But what I know about the three treasures is, one, if we're all in this together and we do start to check our priorities out, decide, you know, at the end of the day, I'm left with me and the way I see the world and the habits of my mind and the way I look at others and the way I live, we start to refine our priorities and what's important. And so the community of practice is essential. And wherever you find it, sometimes it's not your family, sometimes it is, sometimes it's your friends, but sometimes it isn't. So wherever you can find that community of practice. I had one friend once who said to me, you know, Sarah, you're always in the inner circle. You know, why are you always in the inner circle? I want to be in the inner circle. And I said to her, you know, you are the circle. You are the circle, and each one of us is the circle. And we have around us our community, and we're in that inner circle. I think we're waking up to that in this particular time of slowing down and reprioritizing. You know, who is in your circle? Or as some people say, who is in your front row? Who's here cheering you on? Who's here seeing you for who you are and how you live and supporting you in what's important to you? So you are the inner circle, and to remember that and to create a life where you feel supported in a 360 fashion, whether it's virtually, like being on a call like this, or whether it's in person and reaching out to friends who you know create a feeling of nourishment in you, and you can be that way for them. So that's one of the three treasures, is community of practice and being in this inner circle. Each one of us is the inner circle. And secondly, the other treasure or jewel is considered what they call the Buddha, but not the man, the Buddha, but that which is looking through your eyes, the wise one that lives in you as you. Maybe your unconditioned self or your true nature. That is one of the three treasures. And the way we connect with that is through our own awareness, through our own personal practice. And I know many of you are making your practice a priority to keep you resilient and on an even keel and healthy and optimizing your immune system and getting rid of the stressors that can ruin your day. So connecting to that deepest part of you is one of the three treasures. So the Buddha, your connection to that wise inner self that's you, or God, if you want to call it God. Number 2, your community of practice. The word is the Sangha. And number 3 is the Dharma. Dharma is knowledge. Where do you get it? Do you read the Talmud, the Bible, the Tao Te Ching? Do you read Rumi's poetry, or do you prefer Emerson? Do you read Mary Oliver's work, or do you prefer to listen to Brene Brown? Wherever you get that inspiration, that touchstone, that is important too. So they're like 3 legs of a stool. You need all 3 in order to maintain, I believe, a spiritual way of life. Not that we're all aiming for that. Some of us just want to feel better. Some of us just want to alleviate the anxiety that can tend to sneak up on you. So for those of you who are new to this, I just want to welcome you. And you don't have to be an expert meditator to take part in this. What we really like to do is teach you a little bit about mindfulness and teach you how mindfulness can be the perfect antidote to the traveling mind that goes into those fear-based arenas of the future. When will it ever be okay again? Or what will I do if I lose all my money? Or what if I can never buy toilet paper again? Or what if I'll never be able to go visit people again because I'll get sick? The mind can go into the future and it can feel fear. And though there's nothing wrong with preparing or setting goals or having a to-do list, sometimes the mind travels without your permission. It just wants to go there. It's almost like it's tapping into a panic button automatically because you're used to it. So mindfulness is a beautiful way of bringing you right back here to this moment, to where the wise one is, to where the community is, to where your body is, to where your breath is. And if you dwell, or at least take most of your bandwidth and keep it in the present moment, you're more likely to be alert to signs and wonders and synchronicities and support and aha moments and creativity and connection and inspiration. All of that comes from being in the present moment, from not being distracted by fear and habits of mind in the future. Now, some of us like to dwell in the past. So the body's here, the breath is here, your mind is here, but your breath is here and your mind is in the past. What I should have stocked up. I should have listened to so-and-so. I should have paid more attention. Maybe I should have meditated earlier. Whatever the case may be, the past, one thing about it is it's over. What a Zen master might tell you is, show me the past. Show me the future. And those are impossible to show because what's only available really is this moment. The past and the future, they're ideas. So being right here, right now, being right here, right now, this is the practice of mindfulness. And as the mind wants to tend to wander into whatever arena you like, bring it back here like a puppy. Come on back, be kind. Just show it where home is. Home is here in this moment. And we do mindful practices to train the brain to start to create this new normal where you're present and engaged, where you can appreciate your life, this beautiful world that we're in, even if we're only looking at it through the window, and appreciating the life that you've already created for yourself. The people in your environment, maybe the pets you've acquired, maybe the books that you put on your shelf, maybe whatever the papers and knickknacks are in your space. So we're going to be mindful. We're going to practice appreciation. And then I will share with you a poem at the end. So let's see here. Let's take a moment and with your eyes open, just look around your room with the eyes of love. Look around your room with the eyes of love or the eyes of appreciation. And allow yourself, or even silently say, thank you to whatever's there. Some of you know, what is it, The Magic of Tidying Up? I can't remember the exact title of that book by Marie, the Japanese woman who says, if it doesn't bring you absolute pleasure, then give it away. If it's not in its place, then put it in its place. But start to look around your room and see, look for things that give you pleasure. How about that? Everything else you can give away later. But right now, whatever it may be, whether it's the light switch or lamp, whether it's your computer or the chair you're in, whether it's your desk or your table or one of your favorite books or magazines. Look around your room and feel the support that all these items bring to you. Feel the support that all these items are offering you. And then let's look a little deeper, shall we? Choose an item and think about its origins. Just imagine, for instance, I'll pick up this one. I sometimes like to look at this. It's a magnifying glass. It looks like it has a sailor emblem on the bottom. It's made of wood and brass. Now, thinking about it, I think about who in the world made it. Where were they? Where did they get this wood? Where did they get the metal? Who mined the metal? How about this glass? Where did it come from? How many people were involved in creating this one little item on my desk? And did they even have any idea that I would appreciate it in this moment? So thinking about that, whether it's a piece of food or fruit, whether it's a book, whether it's a cup of tea, look deeper than the item itself and think about from where it arose, from where it was created, and all of those beautiful beings that helped to make it manifest for you. And here it is. Maybe you bought it. Maybe it was a gift. Maybe it's somehow you inherited it and ended up on your desk. Every item has a story. And appreciate what's here and how it made its way to you to adorn your life. Appreciation is a beautiful antidote to feeling a little grief and depression. So seeing if you can be in that attitude of gratitude as you now turn your attention inward. And you can do that by closing your eyes if you like, or closing them slightly and gazing towards the floor or your hands, wherever they are. And appreciating all of those people that had little something to do with your circle, with you being in the inner circle. All these people were working on your behalf. It may be a self-centered way to look at it, but for me, it's a way of feeling interdependent. Interdependent. Knowing that everyone everywhere is serving in the way that they do. And so are you. We also know that what you look for, you will find. So as you're turning your attention inward, consider the ways that you serve. Whether it's simply being a participant or being a consumer or actively helping others. Think of the ways that you serve and appreciate them without having the sense, I need to do more. Simply be content with you and your interdependence and your part in this big play of consciousness. Sometimes being a listener is a beautiful way to serve. Somebody once said, without the listening, there'd be no music. Without the listening, there'd be no poetry. And without the listening, I know there would be no meditation guidance. So thank you for doing that for me. So in whatever way you serve, take a moment and appreciate that and the part you're playing. Now, as your eyes are closed or capped, you can begin now to settle into your meditation seat in whatever way is comfortable for you. I'm going to go ahead and mute everyone. And for those of you who are new to meditation, I just want to give you a quick reminder that meditation is everybody's birthright. Even if you don't think you do it well, I can guarantee that you can do it. And sometimes the difference between doing it well and doing it is simply some bad habits. So here are the ones I want you to avoid. Number one, I want you to avoid beating yourself up. So be kind to yourself. Avoid trying too hard to have a certain experience, and instead practice welcoming everything and resisting nothing. Avoid expectations, and instead simply welcome what's happening here and letting it be as it is. Avoiding evaluations and appreciating what is happening as you know your body knows how to heal. It knows how to downshift from stress to relaxation, and begin to trust this practice and your own practice, comparing it to no one else's. So I've never met anyone who can't meditate. So we'll begin by being mindful. Begin by tuning in to the sounds in your environment. Mindfully listening to the sounds that are constant or the sounds that are percussive. Tuning into the sounds that are near, as well as the sounds that are far. And maybe you can even tune in to the sounds inside your body. Or simply observing rather than telling any kind of story or trying to identify the source of a sound. You're listening for the sound of the sounds as they arise from the silence and then return to the silence. Like your breath, like your life, like my voice. Though the mind might drift away into another idea, bring it back here, just to listening. And now see if you can listen with the attitude of appreciation, with loving awareness. Welcoming everything, resisting nothing. This is a practice for how to move through your life. You can make other choices, but this being present is essential. And now bring that loving awareness to your interior and notice what emotions are here. Maybe there's nothing particularly punctuating this feeling of restfulness, but maybe there's something that's here that's been here all day. Whether it's joy or sadness, meanness or fear, contentment, pleasure. Invite them all in. What is here now? And see if you can tune in to whatever emotions are here without a story. Knowing that they're not permanent, that they have their own life, and they're coming to visit. And with that same loving awareness now, bring your attention to your body, noticing the sensations that are here. The subtler, the better. Appreciating your ability to feel the fact that you're sitting, or that you're able to sense motion or stillness. Perhaps you feel where your hands are. Or you sense the air moving in and out of your body. Appreciating your ability to feel, to perceive, and to embody. You might even make some adjustments so that you're a little more comfortable. And notice if you do that, how you move. Being right here in this moment, being present with everything, letting go of any expectation, and instead loving what's here. Noticing the breath, being mindful of the inhale and then the exhale. Not trying to control it in any way. Simply letting it be the anchor for your mind that might want to wander. The breath is always right here. The inhale, the pause, the exhale, the pause. Appreciating your ability to breathe and that your body knows exactly how to do it. If you'd like to silently say the word in on the inhale and out as you exhale, I invite you to do that. Whenever the mind drifts away, come on back here. We'll meditate like this for another few minutes and I'll keep track of the time. Simply paying attention to the movement and the stillness of the breath. If you prefer, you can bring your attention to the rise and fall of your breastbone. Letting your whole body soften and keeping your attention right here. There's no particular feeling you should be feeling. Bringing your attention now with your eyes closed, if you haven't already, to the center of your chest. And just imagine, see, feel, or imagine behind your breastbone a light or a warmth that radiates from you like a star. And on every inhale, imagine it gets brighter and brighter, shining through all the fears, all the disconnection, all the panic and the worry, and shining the bright light of belonging, of love, of safety, and contentment. As each breath goes in, it shines the light even brighter. This is your sanctuary. This is your altar. This is the seat of your soul and the seat of your awareness. It is loving awareness. See if that's true for you. Feel into it. There is safety right here. There is belonging right here. There is power right here. There is love right here. There's honesty right here. There is wisdom right here. And there's connection to the source right here. So with your eyes closed, I'm going to invite you to be a listener as I share a poem you might have heard before. See if you can listen to it with a beginner's mind. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So letting your light shine, feeling that light within you, getting a sense of it, or even the possibility of it if you can't feel it. And looking for it in everyone else, in your community and your family and your friends. And just know maybe they haven't let their light shine yet, or you see it completely and you appreciate it. Letting your attention rest on that light for another few moments. And as we come out of meditation slowly, I'll be suggesting you keep your eyes closed just for another moment or two. As I sound the bell, bring your attention to this moment and notice how you're feeling once again. You can keep your eyes closed if you like and check in. Whatever's here is still welcome. Meditation isn't magic, although sometimes it seems like it. But being present with what is, being kind to yourself, welcoming everything, and looking for what you want to see in your world. Because whatever you look for, you will find. I invite you to open your eyes at your own pace, moving slowly and mindfully from the state of meditation to the waking state. You might want to deepen your breath or tune into the sounds around you once again. And when you feel like opening your eyes all the way, you can do that, but take your time. You might want to keep them closed longer. It's perfectly fine. I sometimes like to bring my hands together in the prayer position, putting my thumbs on that breastbone and acknowledging that light, that love that shines through me. It's the same light that shines through you. Appreciating myself and appreciating you. You're in my community of practice, my Sangha. And I so love practicing with you. I so love being here with you and creating a little peace wave through this world, helping to create clarity, peace, and a little less stress. Because peace is contagious, just like the virus. So let's keep joy and peace and contentment and compassion as our ripple effect to combat this stress that everybody seems to be feeling. So I really appreciate you being here. I want to see how you're doing. If anyone would like to share, ask a question, you know I love that. If you want to say hello, tell us where you're from. Of course, we'd love to hear that too. I'm going to unmute you, but you can mute yourself. You know how to do it. That way you don't have to struggle trying to figure it out. Here we go. Would anyone like to share how that meditation went for them? Yes? Hey, how you doing, Reed?
Good, I'm doing well. I just trying the meditation went really well. I really I feel a lot more calm than I was earlier. I was watching the evening news, something I shouldn't have done. And, it's just really scary with what's going on, but this meditation definitely helped made me feel calmer. And I have a quick question for you, not about meditation or no technical points or anything, but I'm wondering, how do you come up with all these different meditations that you share with us? Did you create these yourself, or did your staff at the McLean Meditation Institute come up with these, and how do you memorize all this stuff and know exactly what to say and in the right order and everything? How do you come up with all these?
Okay. Well, that was a lot of questions. First, I want to just share with you who that poem was by, and thank you, Kirsten. It's Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. Nelson Mandela did say it in a presentation he made, and he sometimes gets credit for it. But it's called Our Deepest Fear. So thank you for those questions, Reed. I am a good listener. I'm a good listener. I don't listen to guided meditations. I come up with these meditations because they're my experience, and I don't memorize them. I am listening to what wants to be said in real time. I'm not thinking. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. I had a different plan. I told my husband we were going to do something else, and I came in here and boom, we did that. So I don't memorize anything. Because I know you're studying to be a meditation teacher, I would suggest you memorize the beginning and end of each meditation
Hmm.
for you. But I quoted this from the Bhagavad Gita the other day. It's called Yogastha Karu Karmani.
Money.
And
Establish yoga, perform action.
but it's established in being,
Oh,
perform action.
I see.
Established in being, which means if you're very present, if you're very mindful, and you take an action from there, it's always going to be spontaneously right.
Mm.
It's always going to be spontaneously right. It's as if God or the creative intelligence is infinitely co-arising. So here you all are on this call, and here I am. I'm taking the role on of teaching or leading, and if I'm very present and get out of my own thoughts of what I should be doing and just let the creative intelligence come through, I'm listening. I'm meditating too, and I'm doing it at the same time.
Incredible.
You get, well, thank you, but it's a skill set that I've developed over the years in terms of what not to say. On the other hand, I also know that I trust the light that lives through me as me. I trust it.
That's beautiful and incredible. Thank you so much for doing this for all of us.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. Totally. I mean, it gives me a really beautiful mission for the day. It's a beautiful way to spend my time, and it serves me. I'm basically selfish. I just do it for myself because I love it, and
It shows.
yeah, I love doing it. I love being of service in this way. I wish I could reach more people. I invite you to invite anyone to come. As you know, it's 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Pacific, and 4 p.m. Pacific. So that's 12, 3, and 7 p.m. Eastern.
You know what the shame of it is that my wife has no interest in meditation at all.
Yeah.
Zero interest. She's totally in support of me doing it and everything, but she has no particular interest of her own. And I just wish I could get her interested in meditation. I'd like her to be my first person that I teach, but it's not going to happen. It
Well, you
just
know what they say
that's
about
not her.
desires?
Yeah.
What they say about desires is you can have them because inherent to the seed of desire is everything that's needed to manifest it.
Hmm.
So, but they also say, as I think it's Rumi says, do not cling to any little thing, because the clinging is what causes suffering. And
Yeah.
Buddha would say it too. He says, that's why I always say, welcome everything, resist nothing, because the Buddha once said, supposedly, the Four Noble Truths. One, life is suffering, which, if you think about it, is very depressing. And
It is.
it is depressing. Secondly, suffering is caused by clinging to desires or resisting what is. Number
Mm.
3, there's a way out of suffering, and that is to know your true nature, which is number 4. And then there's 8, the Eightfold Path of knowing your true nature. So do not cling to anything. Do not be a meditation evangelist. That is why we have communities of practice, so that we don't try to lasso people into practicing when they don't want to. I mean, you've had people come to your door to have them change your religion. And what does that usually feel like? It's just like,
Terrible.
Yeah. So don't do that to anybody else. Do
Okay.
not be a meditation evangelist. Don't do it. It's a program of attraction.
I'm going to mute myself now. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
Good advice. Sage advice.
Well, I've made the mistake. My poor brother sat him down at a table and wouldn't let him get up till he told me he would meditate, you know. That was like 30 years ago. Anyway, who else would like to share? Anyone? Any questions? Any comments?
I really honor your wisdom and thank you. I'm learning so much from you as a meditation teacher. I'm very humbled. I've been told that I talk too much. But part of what I hear is that it's really not me. It's what spirit is moving through me. And the way you balance talking with silence is brilliant. And I really honor that skill. So I thank you and everybody who's on the line in the community, because my husband is sitting in there not meditating also. And it's amazing. In where I live, I've been teaching meditation for many years, and there's a core group out of hundreds and hundreds of people that that do not meditate, but there's a core group who do, and they are really grateful to experience that at this moment in time. So I'm receiving from you and passing it on because I love it too, and I love you for offering it.
Thank you. Well, you know, the fact that you hear that people say you talk too much, I'm not having that experience of you, but it is a balance of giving, and this is for you meditation teachers out there, there's a balance of giving instruction and then letting people execute it. Because here's the thing, we are one step ahead of the people we're talking to, and I think many of us as teachers get a little anxiety as we're up in front of leading the group, and we think, oh, no, they're going to get bored. They're going to be like, why isn't she talking? I err on the side of talking too much because I also feel like sometimes people are on this call and they've never meditated before and they don't want to feel like they're out there and doing it incorrectly. So I want to hold their hand at the same time, give spaciousness. But don't be afraid to give a little extra space.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else care to share or share a little something about what's going on for them with that meditation? Okay. Well, thanks for joining me today.